A military whistleblower has made a new claim about a United States UFO retrieval program. Air Force veteran and former member of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, David Grush, says that extraterrestrial craft have been recovered and kept secret by the United States. Let's hear a bit more of what Grush had to say in an interview with News Nation.
The UAP task force was refused access to a broad crash retrieval program.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
How many?
Quite a number.
You are one of the most trusted former intelligence officials in the US defense and intelligence establishment.
Yes, I was.
Grush said that senior intelligence officers told him, quote, based on their oral testimony, and they've provided me documents and other proof, that there was in fact a program that the UAP task force was not read into.
Grush said he himself has not seen photos of the alleged craft, but has spoken, quote, extensively with other intelligence officials who have. News Nation reports. Grush also commented on the role of disinformation in all this. Let's watch.
If you're right, if you're telling us the truth, everyone, the entire American public, has been lied to for decades.
Yeah, there's a sophisticated disinformation campaign targeting the U.S. populace, which is extremely unethical and immoral.
You are saying to the human race, for the first time, an official intelligence representative at a high level from the US government is saying publicly, we are not alone.
We're definitely not alone.
Are we alone, Robby?
I'm going to break your heart and the hearts of many of our viewers and say that yes, we are. Look, I'm not persuaded by this stuff.
Why
it's
not?
It's a lot of dramatic claims that just don't add up. I fully believe the U.S. government is in possession of technology, crafts. Unidentified flying objects doesn't necessarily mean aliens. It can be technology from other countries, it could even be from other agencies within our own government, things that don't make sense to the pilots who saw them, that have been kept secret. That I accept, and that there's not been enough transparency on all of this, and the government has tech it doesn't want you to know about. All that, fine. But it's not non-human aliens.
It's
not.
So hard.
Why do they always
for you
crash
to
in the
believe?
American Southwest near a military
Because
base?
America
Nobody
is number
sees it.
one, Robby.
They never crash in Midtown Manhattan, where they're like.
Okay, hear me out. Here's
there's a Chinese spy balloon crossing the country. Everybody saw it. Everybody took pictures of it. Okay. Why that never happens for the alien craft?
Here's one explanation. As a sci-fi nerd, I'm going to bring my expertise to this problem.
Okay.
In one of the best Star Trek movies of all time, First Contact, starring Alfre Woodard and Patrick Stewart, you go back in time to the first contact that humans make with aliens. It is with the Vulcans.
Yes.
The reason why in the Star Trek universe,
the Prime Directive.
these aliens have not made contact with Earth is because we're too primitive as species. However, when Zefram Cochrane, the inventor of the warp engine, makes his first warp speed flight, the Vulcans are like, hey, something's going down there on Earth. So they come down to the location of where the ship launched. That is why they came to Earth. Now, maybe there's something going on out west in Nevada or Roswell, whatever is happening out there that has caused aliens to seek out that technology and to make contact at that point. That's the argument.
The argument is an interesting argument that I do not buy at all. Look, maybe the universe is a very big place, and it is, of course, possible, and I know you were arguing with me before we started that it has to be statistically.
Of course there's life in the universe.
There's seaweed, there's plankton, there's something somewhere out there. Intelligent, intergalactic space traveling life? I don't think so. There are many theories for why that could be the great filter. There's arguments put forth by science fiction people that civilizations destroy themselves or burn out or go or they have a natural endpoint that occurs well beyond warp speed technology, if that's even possible.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes and yes.
So
give it time.
We might as well be alone.
Okay, well, we might as well be alone versus what I was arguing, that statistically, given the scope and size of space, the kind of chronological problems that you describe, where we're so far away from civilizations and the universe is so old that many could have come and gone without us being able to connect in that way. All of those legitimate problems. I am not personally skeptical of the idea of intelligent life, of highly intelligent life, or even highly intelligent spacefaring life. I think the question of whether or not we should credit this particular report is a different one. Now, people are looking at this less skeptically than other kinds of reports because Grush has these bona fides that, as the New York Magazine reports, are worth taking seriously. They say Grush is a 36-year-old combat veteran of Afghanistan who was a member of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, a thing I didn't know existed, a program run by the Office of Naval Intelligence to investigate UFO sightings. Tax dollars at work. From 2019 to 2021, he served on the task force as the representative of the National Reconnaissance Office, considered one of the big five of the U.S. intelligence agencies. His colleagues think highly of him, too. This is not someone who...
We are so lucky these crashes keep taking place in sparsely populated areas of the U.S. where it's easier for the government to cover them up. That's real convenient.
First of all,
totally believable.
It's not necessarily a crash. It could be, as I've laid out, a landing strip. They're going to America's big welcome home beacon in the desert.
Well, then they're waiting. They're just kind of chilling out, eating cheeseburgers. They're like, okay, humans are 162 years from warp speed technology, and we're going to make our presence known.
Yeah, we're going to lightly influence. This is also a thing that happens on Star Trek. Sometimes they have disguised observational stations on primitive planets to do archaeological studies. Also, we can leave Star Trek and go to another excellent 90s show, Alien Nation, where the premise was that there was like a loose parody, a heavy-handed analogy for like integration, because these aliens have to basically refugee themselves on Earth, and how are you going to integrate them? And it was a buddy cop show with an alien cop and a human cop, and they're patrolling the streets of New York or whatever. But like there was this other nefarious alien force that could, take human form, and then this was a problem. You have no idea. It could be like The Arrival, where there's also aliens in human form that are running under the cover, and the government knows about it, and they're causing global warming because they need the planet to be hotter so that they can live and survive. The point is that if the human imagination can accommodate all of these potentialities in creative science fiction, then who knows what's happening in the American Southwest.
I think you're blowing me away on the nerd race for today. I feel very embarrassed. I should disclose that I played Dungeons & Dragons last night. It was a time-traveling episode. Everybody loved it. I am the nerd on this show, not Briahna.
Well, I'm the one that came in my specialized Romulan outfit today.
Is that a Romulan dress?
I don't know. It's just vaguely reminiscent. You tell me Trekkies in the audience.
We need our Romulan ears, right?
Yes, we do. All right, let us know what you think.
And prosper.
All right, see you next after this.